back, fam. So we are about 1 and a little bit weeks out from Nationals. Let's go through another day of eating. How sick is that, by the way? So the goal leading up to the Nationals, obviously we did pretty well. Won the overall champ for New South Wales, but us being picky, we still weren't too happy with my package and what I kind of like showed on stage. Even though obviously from other perspective, it looked good. And I'm not saying that I didn't look good up there, but I just felt like it wasn't my absolute best and there was still kind of stuff missing. And I was just getting a lot more tighter and getting a lot more leaner and just on point with my conditioning. And again, just missed the mark a little bit. And I know that I've been in a much leaner point compared to how I showed up on stage for New South Wales. So we're going to try to bring that to Nationals. And by doing that, it's only through getting even more conditioned. So this last 4 days or 5 days has been just super boring, repetitive stuff with my meals. So that's what I'm going to take you through. Again, it's just simple stuff that I don't have to think about. I try to take my mind out of food and meals. So as soon as I eat, I just go and do some work, or I go get some steps in, or I go and train, or I go walk around the shops or whatever. So I'm not thinking about food, and it's just kind of clockwork. I know, get up, have my breakfast in the morning, meal one, have my pre-workout meal if I'm training around midday, or I'll have lunch, and then obviously have the pre-workout meal if I'm training in the afternoon, have the post-workout meal straight after training, and then have one more meal pretty much before bed. And that's just like clockwork for the last 5 days. So that's what we're gonna go through. So let's take you through meal one. All right, meal one, super basic. Again, it's nothing exciting. We've got egg whites going in here, and then our oats going in here. I know I've been showing a lot of the rice, cream of rice, rice flour thing for the last couple of weeks, just because that's a lot more like faster digestion, and we don't want any kind of sort of fiber sitting in my stomach throughout the whole peak week and coming up to show day. But now it's still about a week out. I'm still able to kind of like obviously let it digest, let it sit in my stomach a little bit more, keep me a little bit more full throughout the day. So I'm having oats, beef protein mixes in super well. Tastes like Milo. First things first, you already know, hydrate as soon as you wake up in the morning, because water itself is not enough. You gotta have your electrolytes in there. So your salt, magnesium, potassium, super important to actually keep you hydrated, not just water. And from there, I just get cartons of these egg whites. So egg whites, I do 150 grams, 60, 150. And I know this is super lazy and don't knock it till you try it, but microwaved egg whites. Chuck it in here, straight up like that. I start with like a minute and a half. And then once they're out, I whisk it up a little bit and then chuck it in for another 30 seconds. And super simple. Saves me from washing, saves me from the effort of cooking it on a pan. And we'll do the oats. We just do 50 grams. I'll show you a little hack for this, like to really volumize it, and it feels like you're eating a lot more than just 50 grams. Because if you actually weigh out 50 grams, it doesn't seem like much at all. Like, this is a pretty massive bowl with my hands, and there's fuck all oats in there. So what you do about a 4-to-1 ratio. 50 times 4, do 200 mils of water. So really just like soaks up all that water, volumizes it, and then feels like you're eating a lot more. All right, this is how they came out for the first one. So you can see still like super liquidy. So I kind of just scramble it up. About 30 seconds. Okay, eggs are done. You can see perfect consistency, it's not overcooked. All right, while we're waiting for the oats, chucked it in there for 2.5 minutes to start off. Just gonna have some of my hydrate. I don't really usually have this flavor, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's just something different, the kiwi watermelon flavor. Normally go for like the mango passion fruit or the lemon lime. 1 scoop. You know the drill. Use my code Jeff10. Save yourself 10% of the best subs out there in the market. And I kind of just sip on this while having my breakfast. Alright, after 2.5 minutes, see how much more volume those oats are now. It's pretty much like half the bowl. So right now it's still like a little bit liquidy. That's when you add your protein, so it actually mixes in. Just 1 scoop the chocolate beef isolate. Another little tip, mix it in with a whisk rather than a spoon or a fork or anything. It just makes it a lot easier. Yeah, solid. Alright, oats go back in for another minute. Here we go, chocolatey goodness. Then last thing we add on is salt. Obviously for the eggs. But also the oats. This kind of just like enhances and brings out the sweetness a little bit more. Oop. And that's breakfast. Oh. I'll put the macros and calories somewhere up here. But our targets are 180 protein, 180 to 200 carbs, just depending on how I feel for that day, to be honest. And keeping fats at 45. Quite low, digging deep into this next stage of the deficit, but it's all right. I'm motivated, I'm G'd up, so it's just like clockwork, like what I was saying. Just gotta get it done for 1 more week, and that's it. All right, next we are having the usual Sync coffee. Shout out. We got the mocha coffee today. One thing that I started doing lately, well, literally 2 days ago, is I guess some skim milk. 99% fat free. It's literally like 100 mils is 4 grams of carb, few grams of protein. So it can easily fit in the macros. And I enjoy my coffee a little bit more. Actually even less, like 70 grams like that. And what I do, just to get that sweetness craving in the morning, get some of this monk fruit sweetener. I think these are one of the best ones, because if you get like the stevias equal and stuff like that, with the amount of like actual sweetener in them, can cause you to bloat. It doesn't sit in your stomach, but these ones, they just feel like they sit in your stomach a lot better and digest better, so you don't get much bloating. So I pour that into the milk, give it a decent amount of sweetness. Fuck, that's probably a lot. Obviously sweeten it to your liking, and then get yourself a frother. Share screen. So froth it up like crazy. Look at the volume that just, it literally like triples, doubles the volume of it. Make it like a freaking cloud. 1 serving size of this is a whole tablespoon and a bit. And now I'll make like a little froth on top of it. Oh, maybe see that. Won't even fit on this. So you don't need much milk at all. So I'll probably use a bit too much. Made myself like a no calorie sweet foam. But anyway, that's the coffee for the morning. Look at that. Cool. Then last thing is, every single day I have like 3 or 4 of these still. So rounds up to be like 4.5 to 6 liters of water. Just trying to maintain that all across the board, all across these last couple of weeks, just so I can continuously just flush out water and not hold any kind of like excess water weight. Like I said, have a meal, keep myself distracted for a few hours, have the next meal, train or go back to another work block, just on repeat, just on that cycle. Alright, we're back. Meal 2. It's been freaking hours since last meal. Just been caught up. Diced kangaroo. Then I only got 2 more pieces of this zucchini. So we have diced kangaroo. It's 150 raw weight, which estimates to be around 115 cooked weight. So if you're measuring and doing this stuff at home, make sure you track either cook weight and do that consistently, or if you're going to do raw weight, track it raw consistently. Because if you weigh it cooked or raw, it makes a massive difference with obviously its macros and calories as well. So watch out for that. 100 grams. I'm not sure if there's enough here. When you're getting these like family sized ones, because they're cheaper, there's 4 servings in this, and I don't even get 1 whole serve because they only have 100 grams. And it's 125 grams per serve. So it actually lasts me like a little bit longer. And then I slice up my zucchini lengthwise like this because I bake it in the oven, and I feel like it just retains a little bit more of its volume. It's meal number 2. Today, been having this like a little bit last month or 2 during prep. I wouldn't usually have this, but obviously since stuff has been a lot lower with the calories, with depleting, food's going to be a little bit more boring. I'm trying to get all those kind of like lower calorie options. Sauces is probably the only thing that I'm doing for that low calorie, 0 calorie thing. It's got a whole bunch of bullshit at the back of this in the ingredient list, but it's going to help me with just like the flavor fatigue and keeps my meals a little bit more exciting at this stage. Again, I'm still about a week and a bit out, so I can still afford having this, but I wouldn't recommend having this like closer to the show, just in case, again, all the artificial stuff in the back of this might mess up your gut, might hold into some more water, might kind of like bloat you, so I wouldn't risk it closer to comp. But right now, if you just want that little hack just when you're dieting in general, and if you're not competing or anything like that, then grab some of this stuff. I just got it from World Gym. I put it on everything. This one's like the burger sauce. They also have like the sweet syrups, like cookies and cream syrup, caramel syrup, ketchup, barbecue, all 0 calories. So yeah, that's a bit of a hack right there. Alright, again, usual calories, macros, pop it right here, and that's meal 2. I actually really look forward to this one because I love kangaroo. Yo, just did a quick top up on some grocery stuff. We just got some veggies, a little bit more protein. Also went for a quick walk to the groceries, so that was nice. But yeah, we got kangaroo diced. Found these chicken tenderloin skewers, Greek style. Macros are insane. Per serve is literally 10 grams of protein, less than 1 fat, less than 1 carb. Essentially just all protein. So that's sick. There's 6 servings per pack. So that'll be nice little variation for protein. Couple of butternut, pumpkins, mushroom, adding a little bit more volume. And we've still got zucchinis and potatoes from the other day, so literally just gonna roast all of that. All right, let's get it. Start with the potatoes. Cut it in half, just so it keeps the volume, especially after they cook. Fill up the tray. Alright, sliced up a whole bunch of zucchini. Just gonna try and plop it along. Let's see if the oven's preheated. A little bit more. Start with like 20 minutes. Alright, we're just locking in now with the fucking coach. He's working on our shit while the veggies are cooking in the background. And yeah, having second coffee of the day. Okay, it's been in here for a total of like 45, 50 minutes now. Hopefully Oh shit. Got a bit of a fucking stain. Yeah, this looks solid. So they look good. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chuck it in the broiler settings. Another couple of minutes just to crunch up the potatoes a little bit more. And that's the veg. And now we'll just pack it into this container so it's ready to go for the week. Honestly, if you're cutting down, that's why veggies are such a hack. Because if you have this whole thing, like you saw, it's probably like a kilo of that butternut or half a kilo of that butternut pumpkin. Pretty much like 5 slices of zucchini. This whole thing is probably going to be like under 200, 300 calories. And that's a massive fucking container right there. Potatoes are done now too. Oh, look at that. Pre-workout meal. The classic rice cakes and honey and salt. And let's just have 1 serving of these. 25 grams of honey. Perfect. Session today. Rest day. But I'm just going to go for like an easy run. 5 to 10k. See how I'm feeling. Yeah, that's it. Rice cakes, honey, simple. Alrighty, finish up that run. Post run, obviously, broke a little bit of sweat. Always want to try to replenish that straight away. So we're gonna get some hydrate into me. Just gonna do one of the lemon lime. Got the assorted box, so a lucky dip every time. Lemon lime, it's actually one of my top ones. Super refreshing, especially with cold water. Oh yes. We're out here, haven't used this barbecue yet, but it looks pretty hectic. Got Matt, what's this, just tenderloins? Tenderloin skewers, same shit. That's pretty much it. Let's see how we go. Chat GPT how to cook these properly. What are even the tenderloins? They're just chicken breasts cut up, aren't they?
Actually, have a different part.
Oh.
But it's really like, the macros are like really good.
Yeah. Slip away. Set a timer for 3.5 minutes. That's how we do it. Alright, this is what they look like. They're looking good. Right, let's plate it all up. 300 grams. Potato. 150 pumpkin. Bang. And I'm just gonna throw in a couple of zucchini. Essentially no calories in the zucchini. Look at that volume on the plate already. I'm keen as for this dinner. Pop it on top here, 4 skewers, not measured. Then we're gonna top it with that same belly sauce. And we're depleting, we're peaking, and meals still look like this, bro. Gee, see, just gotta be smart with your meals, man. Obviously, peak week, we're gonna again take away a lot of the veggies, just so low fiber. Just a bunch of rices again, so it's easy digesting and doesn't sit in your stomach. But right now, still 10 days out. Pump the volume. Yes, sir. Bro, put your fucking laptop away. Dinner table. Lit. Do some ASMR shit. Alright, final meal. Not the most ideal, but we've just been... This was the state for the last couple of hours. Let me show you. Just been here sitting on that, just pumping stuff out. It's currently pretty much 11 p.m. We're gonna finish off our macros. Still got a decent amount of protein and lots of fat left, a little bit of carbs. Honestly, just gonna have some more of that skewers because they were fucking mad. hectic. Watching some EBT, legit goals of what he's doing. Finally finishing off the macros, nearly midnight. Where usually my last meal would be like Greek yogurt with protein and peanut butter, but since I had more of the chicken, I've got literally like 30 grams of fat left over. So spooning in like 30 grams of peanut butter or something. Nice little treat. Yo guys, so it's the next morning. I always forget to outro all these YouTube vlogs, but that is going to be the full day of eating. I'll put the total macros and calories right here. So this is what we're going to be consistently hitting for the next Saturday. It's Friday now, so all the way till Wednesday next week. We're going to keep this exact same meals, pretty much all exact same calories and macros. And yeah, that's how we're going to get leaner. Our workout today has been very consistent the last few days, 74.3. Should have been lower this morning, but obviously ate those chicken skewers and like that spoon of peanut butter and a little bit more water at like midnight last night. And then I got up at like 5:30 in the morning. So not much sleep, but that's why the weight was still kind of steady. But I know if I had normal meal timings, got better sleep, that would have been very close to like 74 flat or even to the 73s, which is what we're aiming for. But I know we're going to get there in the next 5 days. So I'm not too stressed at all. Definitely waking up leaner and leaner by the day, drier and drier, which is the goal. So yeah, so all is going to plan. We just got to keep my head down, stay focused, stay consistent with this. Don't get too much into our emotions with food or anything else going on. Just be clockwork, be robotic for just another week and bring my best to nationals. Thanks for watching again, guys. You know the drill. Like, subscribe. There's been a whole bunch of new subscribers lately, especially with leading up to the state show, which I'm super grateful for. So I appreciate all the views, the likes, the support, the comments, and yeah, I'm just going to keep showing a little bit more behind the scenes of this whole bodybuilding hybrid lifestyle. Peace, guys.